Good evening. Welcome to California Today. I'm Ling Zhang. Here's a preview of some of today's stories. In the Los Angeles School District, the parents and students rallied to end the mask mandates in school. They said kids are being isolated and discriminated against. Governor Gavin Newsom's approval rating has taken a hit, according to new research. Californians are not happy with his handling of homelessness, among other issues. A judge ruled in recent lawsuit to keep San Francisco's Great Highway closed to vehicles. The iconic road runs through the city's coast, but was closed during the pandemic. In Southern California, residents, parents, and students alike rallied at a school district office this morning. They called on officials to end the mask mandates and demanded mask choice in school.
Students and parents rallied at the Chino Valley Unified School District, saying they are fed up with being forced to wear masks.
We don't want to wear a mask 8 hours a day, and we respect anyone who does and who has that decision, but we should be allowed to make that decision for ourselves.
The rally was organized by Parent Advocacy for Chino Valley USD, which was created last May.
We found out that our district had taken some funds from the government, and in exchange of that, they had to be compliant with a lot of things that they're holding to our kids, like the masking and potentially the mandated vaccines, and that's where we started getting involved, and we just hit the ground running. We just said, no, you're not going to get away with this without us fighting back for our children.
Students say they have been discriminated against and are falling behind because they are refused education.
They put a rule in place that if you were to walk into class and you said you don't want to wear a mask, they had to kick you out and refuse education. I've refused tests, I've refused to take homework, and I've been kicked out of class and told that I'm horrible for not wearing a mask. I'm killing off people. They've had students in school who wear the mask, write essays against me and against the many other students who are sitting out. It's called the COVID jerk. It's an essay. And so we need to get rid of the discrimination against masks and these mandates. It's not okay. You're putting masks on little children, and it's horrible.
They do post our work online and they try their best, but some teachers don't. Some teachers will withhold work from you or will make you go to the class just to get your work, and that's not fair. So then we get caught behind just because we don't want to wear a mask or just because they won't let us in their classroom.
The group is educating parents, letting them know that they can submit forms of formal complaints to the school district so their voices can be heard.
Because board meetings, things like that, they just ignore us. So this is a way that we can legally bind them to listen to our children.
It's not necessary for them because it's more harmful than helpful at this point. The kids, I asked Cassie the other day, why do the kids want to wear their mask? And she said because they don't want to show their faces. That's harmful. It's not normal. It's not natural. And it's time for the kids to show who they are and be who they are and to be heard.
But parents should have that right. All these rights are being taken away from all these people in this country, let alone this district. So all of this needs to go, and the kids are seeing it. And then there's discrimination within the schools. The kids are fighting with kids because one believes one way and another one believes another one. So it's dividing the kids, it's dividing the parents, it's dividing everyone, and it's just making everything 10 times worse.
They plan to go to the teachers' union next. The group has been working to replace the school board members with those who they say will be dedicated to protecting the children.
The Super Bowl has given people a lot to talk about, but not all of it is about the game or the halftime show. Many celebrities were seen unmasked at what was supposed to be a masked event. This has critics of the mask mandate decrying rules for me but not for thee. NTD's Miguel Moreno has the story.
Everyone was supposed to be masked at the Super Bowl, but that's not what the cameras witnessed. Celebrity after celebrity maskless in what Los Angeles County considers a mega event. That means the mask can come off only when you're actively eating or drinking. Critics of the masking violations noted that celebrities get away with what children cannot.
And at this point, the only people that are continuing to be masked are the kids who are the most resilient to this virus.
Sharon McKeeman is the founder of Let Them Breathe, a children's advocacy organization that supports parental choice on masks and opposes mask mandates in schools.
We could see some celebrities at the Super Bowl maskless violating the state's mask mandate, but in the same state, students are being suspended or punished in some way because they're maskless in school. So some are calling this a double standard. Where do you stand on this issue?
Well, it's been a double standard for quite some time, and it's just been made more evident by the fact that no mask rules were enforced at SoFi Stadium. So maybe these students should just follow the governor's example and follow the Super Bowl rules. Obviously, if people can enjoy a ball game maskless, it's even more important for students to be able to engage with their faces uncovered at school. They need to be able to see their teachers and their peers' facial expressions, and we're seeing students all over the state peacefully unmask, and we have been, at Let Them Breathe, we have been supporting them legally for quite some time and just making sure they're aware of what their rights are.
California is set to lift its indoor mask mandate on Tuesday, but like New York and Illinois, the mandate will remain for schools. Also seen maskless at the game was the Cincinnati mayor and many audience members. A picture of a maskless LA Mayor Garcetti is floating around on social media, but to his credit, he appears to be holding a beverage. Miguel Moreno, NTD News.
Maskless Super Bowl attendees and celebrities received overwhelming media attention for seemingly ignoring the face covering requirement. But today, Los Angeles County announced that they will lift its outdoor mask mandate. On Wednesday, masks will no longer be required at outdoor locations, including mega events, K-12 schools, and child care centers. The County Public Health Director Barbara Ferreira said the outdoor mask requirement will be formally lifted at 12:01 a.m. As of Tuesday, the county had just under 2,000 COVID-positive hospital patients, according to state figures. However, LA County's indoor masking policy will remain in place until the virus transmission rate falls to the moderate level and stays there for 2 weeks. A subsidiary of a Chinese company has given out over 100,000 test kits at the Super Bowl. The company has also been awarded billions in federal and state contracts.
The company in question is a California-based subsidiary of Anden Health, which is a Chinese medical device maker. Between February 5th and the 12th, it handed out 120,000 test kits to people at a pre-Super Bowl event that was at the LA Convention Center. The subsidiary is called iHealth Labs, and on game night, they put up ads on LED panels during quarter-time breaks. The bright orange boxes are labeled with the fine print, Made in China. A press release from the company said fans can test themselves before gathering to watch the big game. The NFL required people attending the Super Bowl who were 5 years or older to show proof of vaccination or a negative PCR or rapid antigen test. The Biden administration has recently pushed to distribute 1 billion free at-home test kits to Americans. iHealth Labs came out as a major contract winner in that push. Over the last month, it secured $1.8 billion in contracts to supply 354 million kits. That's about a third of the total White House rollout, and the company said it's working with 20 state governments and other organizations to make at-home testing more accessible. According to filings from Anden Health, just in December and January, New York and Massachusetts made orders that value at least $333 million. iHealth has hired another 16,000 manufacturing hands and boosted its daily production capacity to over 10 million. That's to meet demands in the U.S. But the fact that the company has advertised at the Super Bowl suggests iHealth's ambition doesn't stop there. The company's COO said their goal is to bring COVID-19 tests to every American family in a timely manner, though Senator Roger Marshall is scrutinizing its China ties. He told the Epoch Times the fact that Chinese-made tests were promoted at America's largest sporting event underscores U.S. reliance on medical supplies from China. The senator also said, quote, "We should be investing in American manufacturing and creating jobs at home instead of continuing to fund the CCP."
Just a few months after strongly rejecting the recall, voters are showing increased dissatisfaction with the governor. A new poll shows Californians feel the state is heading in the wrong direction.
A new poll found Governor Gavin Newsom's approval rating has dropped below 50%. Newsom now sits at a 48% approval rating, while 47% disapprove of his job. The drop in popularity comes after he sat at a 64% approval in September 2020 during the first wave of the pandemic. Constituents felt Newsom's handling of homelessness was the poorest, followed by crime and education. 2 out of the 3 people polled said Newsom is doing either a poor or very poor job with homelessness. An increasing number of Democratic voters who generally approve of Newsom have started to criticize him. 7% more Democratic voters showed disapproval compared to a poll 6 months ago. 54% of registered voters said California is on the wrong track, but 36% feel California is heading the right direction. Just under a year ago, in May, voters were split on the state's direction. Voter dissatisfaction towards Newsom increased in the white, Latino, and Asian American communities, while black voters have shown more support.
And coming up, after being canceled last year, people came out swinging and feathers were flying at San Francisco's annual Valentine's Day pillow fight. And in the South Bay, people can add a layer of protection to their catalytic converters. Some auto shops will mark a converter with an etching and a stencil. That and more here on NTD News. Police in Silicon Valley are partnering with car shops and dealerships. They are allowing the businesses to spray paint and etch a valuable part of people's vehicles. This is a way to prevent thieves from stealing catalytic converters, as theft of this car part has been on the rise nationwide. NTD's David Lam has the story.
If you walk into an auto shop in San Jose, you may see this new service. People can bring in their cars and have their catalytic converter etched with the vehicle's license plate or VIN number, and with a stamp of the SJPD logo for free.
We've also taken it upon ourselves to help the community by no-cost complimentary service with this etch and paint, and as well help make their vehicles a little bit safer.
The San Jose Police Department, San Jose Police Foundation, and several auto businesses are participating in this painting and etching program. They believe it will deter thieves from stealing catalytic converters.
You know, they know that each catalytic converter is marked for the vehicle that it came off of. It's definitely going to slow them down or make them think twice.
The program was launched on Monday and commemorates San Jose resident Tu Nguyen, who was fatally shot after confronting two people who were trying to steal his converter. Catalytic converters are part of a car's exhaust system. It contains precious metals that can be sold to metal recyclers for hundreds of dollars, but replacing it can cost an owner over $1,000.
One off, the cars come in really loud because the catalytic converter is missing, and we would see probably like 3 or 4 a week for a long time. And then at some point that we couldn't install catalytic converters because we were back ordered so many, so cars would sit a long time on the lot.
Sunzeri said cars could wait around 2 to 4 months before getting parts to service them. According to SJPD, there are currently 3 auto businesses participating in this program. The city of Lake Forest passed a new ordinance this month where possession of a converter without proof of ownership will be a misdemeanor. Violators can get a $1,000 fine and up to 6 months in jail. Now, the San Jose Police Department says this Etch and Protect program won't guarantee that the catalytic converters won't be stolen or that it would be recovered, but at least it's a step that would help. David Lam, NTD News, California.
During the pandemic, San Francisco closed multiple streets throughout the city, transforming them into pedestrian-only roads. The initiative included closing a portion of the Great Highway, which sparked not only criticism, but also a lawsuit. A judge recently ruled against reopening.
Since August 2021, the Great Highway between Lincoln Way and Sloat Boulevard has remained closed to vehicles on weekends. Residents and the group Open the Great Highway Alliance filed a lawsuit in December 2021 against the Recreation and Park Department, alleging the closures violate state and local laws. Last Wednesday, San Francisco Superior Court Judge Richard Ulmer Jr. ruled in favor of the city. He stated that the city is authorized by law to temporarily close down streets during a public emergency. Ulmer found the plaintiffs did not meet the requirements for a preliminary injunction, citing that city data recorded nearly 7 million walking and bike trips along JFK Drive between April 2020 and September 2021, and 126,000 people per month on average used the closed portions of the Great Highway. The Transportation Authority reported between 17,000 to 19,000 cars per day used the Great Highway prior to pandemic lockdowns. On Monday, Open the Great Highway Alliance said in a statement they were disappointed with Ulmer's ruling. They cited flawed evidence and irreparable harm. They plan to continue pursuing other legal options. According to city officials, the city's Board of Supervisors is expected to consider making certain car-free streets permanent in the near future.
On Valentine's Day, people think of flowers and chocolates. But for some San Franciscans, it's a day to grab your pillow and get ready for a once-in-a-year outdoor battle. NTD's Jason Blair joined in on the fun this year.
I'm here at Embarcadero Plaza in San Francisco, and it's Valentine's Day. After a year hiatus, the event known as the Great San Francisco Pillow Fight is set to begin as soon as the big clock over there strikes 6.
It's wild. All together, you're just having fun as a bunch of adults that want to just be kids. So why not just get a bunch of pillows and have a pillow fight? It's just one of the cool things about San Francisco.
I came here a couple of times. There was a lot of competitors. Had a nice pillow fight.
Because what better way to say I love you than with a pillow in the face? Every year on Valentine's Day, people gather for a large 30-minute pillow fight.
So I'm here accidentally, but I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
The event is not centrally organized by any group, but just kind of happens, and news of it spreads on social media and by word of mouth. According to anonymously run website pillowfight.info, there are a few rules, including don't hit anyone without a pillow or anyone with a camera.
I haven't had a pillow fight since junior high school. It's very tiring. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Self-proclaimed champion, not as good as I thought I was.
Some people come in costumes. This pillow fighter dressed up as a computer, which unfortunately seemed to make him a target.
Yeah, you need a mask because feathers get everywhere. They get in your nose, they get in your eyes, so make sure you have something to cover that.
The world of pillow fighting has also recently seen its first professional league in the U.S. The Pillow Fight Championship, or PFC, held its first exhibition last September in Miami, and the sport seems to be gaining momentum with its first championship being held last month and more matches on the way.
We have a lot of foes that we need to vanquish this evening with feathers, and I think we were successful.
So I wasn't able to confirm exactly how long the event has been going on. However, I was able to find traces on the web of it going back to at least 2005. Jason Blair, NTD News, San Francisco.
It's Girl Scout cookie season again. Starting Valentine's Day, Girl Scouts of Northern California is partnering with DoorDash to provide contactless delivery service. NTD's Aiding Ang was at their San Jose location on the first day.
The Girl Scouts of America are partnering with DoorDash to provide delivery services in participating cities.
They can also do something that's called a double dash, where if they're ordering from a restaurant in the area, they may want to add cookies to their order, and the dasher, the driver, will actually pick up their food and their cookies as well.
In this new model, a Girl Scout will prepare a customer order at a booth and give it to a dasher to pick up. McCann says this teaches the Girl Scouts how to run their own business and develop other skills.
Like money management, you really need that. We also learn how to sell something and how to talk to people.
People really like Girl Scout cookies, and it's kind of cool to see how people enjoy the things that we do. It's a lot of giving back to the community, which is really cool.
Arrow prefers selling the cookies in booths because she can talk and interact with people more. During the pandemic lockdowns, the cookies were sold online. The girls can use the proceeds for community service work and field trips.
All cookies are $6 a box. The newest flavor is called Adventurefuls. It's a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored cream and a hint of sea salt.
Girl Scouts work with 2 bakeries to come up with new flavors.
So they are experts in terms of developing flavors, looking at that flavor profile, what's really exciting to consumers. And then they think about our mission at Girl Scouts, and they try to make sure that we have something that really blends. So the Adventureful is an obvious choice because Girl Scouts is all about offering new adventures to girls.
In a statement, DoorDash's VP of Strategic Partnerships and Business Development said, "Through this collaboration, we aim to provide access and opportunity for Girl Scouts while providing their neighborhoods with safe, efficient, and enjoyable ways to support their local troops." People can find Girl Scouts selling the cookies at in-person booths by putting their zip code in at ilovecookies.org. The partnership applies across the nation, and the cookie season runs until March 27th. Eileen Ang, NTD News, California.
Now for a sports update from NTD's Thomas Christian.
As always, I'm Thomas Christian, taking you to the California Today Sports Roundup. Terrence Mann scored a season-high 25 points and Reggie Jackson added 19, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds as host Los Angeles pulled away in the second half to hand Golden State its third loss in 4 games. Ivica Zubac finished with 18 points and 8 rebounds as the Clippers won consecutive games for just the second time since mid-January. Stephen Curry scored 26 of his 33 points in the first half for Golden State. Andrew Wiggins had 13, and Klay Thompson managed just 7, while going 3 of 14 from the field and 1 of 5 from three-point range. Clippers 119, Warriors 104. Seth Curry scored 23 points in his debut for the Brooklyn Nets, which shot 51.2% in ending an 11-game losing streak by beating Sacramento in Brooklyn. De'Aaron Fox scored 26 points, but the Kings shot 34%. Rookie Davion Mitchell added 13 points, and Dante DiVincenzo chipped in 12 for Sacramento. Nets 109, Kings 85. Big serving second seed Riley Opelka beat Italy's Adrian Mannarino 6-3, 6-4 to enter the semifinals of the Dallas Open on Friday and complete an All-American Final Four. Opelka will face John Isner for a spot in the final of the ATP 250 tournament, while the other semifinal pits Marcos Giron against Jenson Brooksby. Eisner eased past qualifier Vasek Popisil 6-4, 6-4, while Giron knocked out top seed Taylor Fritz with a 6-4, 3-6, 7-6 win. This is the first time since a 2004 tournament in San Jose, California, that all 4 semifinalists of an ATP Tour have been from the United States. The 2004 San Jose event's penultimate round featured 2 former world number 1s, with Andy Roddick going on to win the tournament while Andre Agassi fell in the semifinals. The Rams, who returned to LA 6 years ago after a 21-season detour in St. Louis, hoped the victory will put them on the same level as the Lakers or the Dodgers, beloved franchises who both won championships in 2020. Unlike the Rams, the Lakers and Dodgers were unable to hold a parade due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and the city's biggest sports star basketball player LeBron James said it was time for the teams to unite for their delayed day in the sun. James was among a sea of celebrities on hand to witness the Rams come from behind 23-20 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals at SoFi Stadium, the team's new $5.5 billion home field. Meanwhile, work was underway on Monday to temporarily change the letters on the city's iconic Hollywood sign to reflect the Rams slogan, Rams House. As always, I'm Thomas Christian, and thanks for tuning in.
And that's all we have for you tonight. We'd love to have you back on California Today every weekday at 8:30 p.m. Feel free to let us know if you have any news tips for our show. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. I'm Liang Zhang. We'll see you next time.